So let's pivot to the Cowboys, Charean. I was in Dallas yesterday for a couple of hours and trying to get a vibe. Just walking, so anybody who looked like a Cowboys
fan.
Yeah, did they look happy? You never know.
Nice
The locals hang out there. There's good restaurants. Work with me while I make a transition, Myles. Anyway, Charean, Brian Schottenheimer, now the offensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. You weren't surprised by this at all once they moved on from Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy's going to call the plays. What's Schottenheimer really going to do?
Well, and I think this move, as you said, was predetermined, Mike. I think when he decided to move on from Kellen Moore, philosophical differences, whatever it was, Schottenheimer was already on staff.
Yeah.
And he knew he wanted to call the plays again, and he did that in his 13 years in Green Bay, and he came. And I think there was a little pushback from Jerry when Mike McCarthy came into Dallas for Jerry to say, hey, look, we've got a successful play caller. We're going to give the job to Kellen Moore if you accept this job. I think that was Jerry's decision, and now I think this is Mike McCarthy saying, if I'm going into 2023 under pressure.
Right, let me
do it my way. Right. If I fail, I have no one else to blame but myself. Yeah. But I'll say this, Kellen Moore, two out of 4 years that he was offensive coordinator, they led the league in yards. 1 year, 2021, they led the league in points. He was a pretty successful offensive coordinator, at least in the regular season.
Yeah.
Had some mistakes in the postseason, but at least in the regular season was really good. But to your point, Mike, I don't know that Schottenheimer does anything. It's on Mike McCarthy, and
it's a pretty good job if you can get it.
That's
basically describes what I do every day.
He's going to work. He's going to do some of the game planning. Yeah. McCarthy's going to lean on Schottenheimer for certain things.
Run practice.
Yeah, but ultimately, it's going to be McCarthy with some help from Schottenheimer, and they're going to go at it that way. Schottenheimer has been around a lot of different offensive schemes here the last 2 years. He's probably learned a few things. He's always been very good in the run game. I think that's one thing you can look at. And something you said, Charean, that jumps out to me a little bit is, you're right. I mean, Kellen Moore and the Cowboys offense, it's been very good. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm always kind of like, but they feast on the weak. It's always like the good defenses, they don't ever seem to show up then. And we'll see. Maybe Mike McCarthy and Schotty can bring that element to the team.
He might be able to. I think what you said about Schotty in the run game, that's probably where I would want to see him. Yeah, because, you go back and look what he did with the Seattle Seahawks.
Right.
He was good there.
Right.
When he was offensive coordinator of the Rams, he was doing that. Yeah, the Jets, too, going back even farther. So, the Cowboys should have a good base with their run game. Now, what running backs they're going to have to do with that, I don't know. But that should still be the basis of their offense. And as long as Schottenheimer's going to be running elements of that, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Myles, I will remind you, there are departing flights out of Dallas, and there were people in cowboy hats. So there were some Cowboys fans. All right. And I couldn't tell whether they were happy or not.
All right, quick question.
I wouldn't be happy if I was a Cowboys fan. Let me ask this.
Yeah.
I want your opinion on this. Would you have just gotten rid of McCarthy now and gone after Sean Payton if you were Jerry Jones?
I probably would have, considering Jerry's age and how little time realistically he has to win another championship. If you truly want to win a championship, I think that was probably the route to go. This could be another lost season. If you fire Mike McCarthy after 2023, what did you get out of 2023? You just wasted it, and you lost a chance to get Sean Payton if that's the way you wanted to go. I still think Dan Quinn will be the next head coach of this team, and he could still do that after this year. But this could end up being a wasted year for them.
Myles, what would you have done?
It's tough because I understand why you would want to keep Mike McCarthy if you are Jerry Jones, just because there's been success. And it's not like they weren't in that game with the 49ers,
That's right. Yeah.
So there have been good things. It's just some of the situational stuff, that's the stuff that bothers me.
The little things that get them over the top in some of these big games. Right.
Yeah, and that's where it's kind of like, Sean Payton does do the little things well for the most part.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott, backup center.
What the hell was that?
Aborted Stanford band. Didn't even get a chance. It was just done.
What was the plan? I mean, because even if you're going to lateral it back to him, what? Why aren't you going with the ball? Yeah, that's Well.
Yeah, they out-created. They were a little too creative for themselves there. But I think we hit on a lot of the main points there. Cowboys are still going to be very good. Mm-hmm. Jerry, I'm just going to tell Jerry when I see him though. Hey, Charean says you don't have much time left. All right. She said you're old and you're in trouble here.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.